options. Will you sell? Fire up your platform, get ready to enter. But first, let's get the mindset centered. Hey, let's go. We're not here to gamble, we're here to trade. We follow the plan, that's how we get paid. Testing, trading, have success. Find what works for you and forget the rest. Stats and probabilities is what we're about. Time to dismiss greed and doubt. Focus on the process, not the money. And the profits will flow like honey. Power Hour Live, let's start the show. Come on, trade hackers, get ready to go. 0-day options, time to make bank. Get locked and loaded, then be ready to blank. Hey!
What's up, everyone? Welcome to Power Hour Live. Today is Wednesday, April 8th. Hope everybody's having a good day. S&P still up 150, NASDAQ up 627, Russell's up 67, and the Dow is up 1200. Strongest by just a slight margin is the Russell. Gold's up 1.2, silver is up 3.3. They were up more. Notes and bonds are up about 1/3 to 0.5%. 10-year yield down 1.2. Oil still down 15%. Natural gas is down 5%. Soybeans finished a little green. Wheat finished down 3%. Corn finished slightly red. Euro and the pound are both up 0.5 to 1%. And Bitcoin is up 3%. VIX down almost 17%, 21.44. As far as my trading today, my BICs have all been one side stopped. Let's see, TAT says I'm down about 920, but I think I'm about break even. Let me see here. Let me check IB. Yeah, I'm down about $100, so it should go green. Assuming, unless we get a big rip higher, that would not be favorable. Day trades, did 2 day trades. One in Intel, really nice trade. My position size was a little bit smaller, but still a $964 winner. And then a small winner on some QQQ 0 DTE puts for $292, so a little over $1,200 on the day for my day trades. And then I've got a double calendar on, which I was hoping to transform, but it is down a little bit. So really have had some, the ratio of the front to back has expanded since I've been in it. So even though it's centered, down a few hundred. So I will most likely just close that at the end of the day. I may keep part of it. Maybe I've got 10 lots. Maybe I'll close 5 and hold 5 overnight. We've got an expected move between now and tomorrow's expiration of about 61. So, that kind of move in either direction wouldn't really hurt it too much, most likely. Of course, obviously the wild card is a much bigger move. So we'll see where it's at the end of the day. I'll make the decision near the end. So for day trading this morning, the indices, as you can see, just went straight downhill from the open. But Intel was showing some really nice relative strength, as you can see here. And I got in right at pre-market high, this green dotted line. Ignore those wicks. Those are just misprints. But I got in right around here and rode that all the way up and really got out of my last one pretty close to the top of this first leg. I did not participate in this second leg up, but Intel's up almost 10.5%. And then my QQQ puts, I took those as the Qs were trading below pre-market lows. And I rode those down for a little bit, but they were really choppy, starting to bounce, chop. And so it was right down here around this area is where I kind of scaled out of those. So I did not catch that last little flush, which would have been a big Really would have popped those 0 DTE puts, but still a winner. Yeah, what I was worried about, Krish, on potentially avoiding double calendars today was I was really more worried about this big gap up and go. Like if we would have just continued to crush volatility, but once it started looking like we were going to have more downside or two-sided action, um, they've held up okay. I mean, like I showed, my one is down. The other one I modeled though, that had I gotten in it as opposed to the 912 that I did, this is an 8.9 DTE. You can see this one would be up about, I don't know, 4, 5, 6, $700, potentially close to transforming. Sometimes you just pick the wrong horse, you know. I really like the Friday Monday combo better, but that 8.9 did well. Yeah, those should be populated tomorrow. Allison, when you get a monster move like this, I don't know this for a fact, but my assumption is that it costs the exchange, every strike costs the exchange money to have, right? So they, if you look on the option chain and you go out really far, they typically start going in 25-point increments, and then in some cases 50 or 100-point increments in between strikes. But so when you have a monster move like this and you get to a point where they weren't ready for it, then yeah, they don't have the 5-point wide strikes available. So those will most likely be populated when the market opens tomorrow, overnight. So it looks like some news came out from Iran, or who knows if it was real or fake or whatever, but it looks like that's when we started to see this dip. The post on Financial Juice was Iran's parliament speaker, something, can't pronounce it. Bilateral ceasefire or negotiation is unreasonable. We also had the Fed minutes this afternoon. That would have been right. Yeah, I guess that's the time. Maybe it was the Fed minutes. Maybe there's something in the Fed minutes that kind of was a little bit more of a surprise. Yeah, because that Iran quote, that was about 20 minutes later. So that would have been this little dip. But that initial dip came right after the Fed minutes. So who knows? Who knows? Who cares? Bitcoin's still up 3.3%, but it's been lower since the open as well. Tried to start climbing back, but it kind of rolled back over. Biggest individual stock movers on my list. I mentioned Intel, that's the biggest, up about 10.5%. SNDK hit all-time highs today. It's still up 9.5%. Some other chips are still up big. ASML, MU. Meta had a big pop. It's kind of trailed off since. Watson, I saw you posted something about Meta. Yeah, Meta got up to 630. It's all the way back to 610 now. Meta released an AI model. I thought they already had one. Is it was it a upgrade or a brand new thing? Because they have an AI deal, like if you're on WhatsApp or Facebook or Instagram, they have an AI model. Yeah, Llama, that's right. Oh, it was an open source. I gotcha. So now they got their own little closed one. So today is Wednesday the 8th. So yeah, tomorrow. Okay, so tomorrow pre-market, maybe I won't hold any double calendars. We do have core PCE. Not that inflation data is what's driving anything right now, but core PCE can move the market. We've got core PCE and GDP pre-market, and then Friday we've got CPI. Chris, you're predicting a hot CPI number? Okay, you heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Chris is predicting a hot CPI number. Yeah, I was talking about Kelvin. I was thinking about potentially holding half of it, closing half, but we got core PCE in the morning, so I think I'll just close it. So here's the visual of the of Flux, and so this is on the 912, the one that I entered. So saw the kind of what I was looking at is it was pushing up the ratio, the orange line. Started to see it kind of roll over. Thought we may get some continued good action there. So I got in right around here, And so you can see it just kind of stayed flat to up. And that's, that's the front divided by the back. So that's why that double calendar is down right now. If you look at the 8-9, which is the other one I modeled but I didn't enter, you can see around the same time it's pretty much been trending down all day. Had a little bounce here on that dip, but for the most part it's been really trailing down. And so that's why on that 8-9 you can see it's profitable because the front and the back IV coordinated properly for that one. Yeah, I've got a couple of DC time machines that are already, risk-free iron condors. I've got a couple of those expiring tomorrow that, yeah, they're going to need a big down move to have any kind of chance. That'd be these two here. These are the ones with 1 DTE right now. So I'd need to get down to 69.30 and 66.15 and 66.30 for those to have a chance. You guys hear me okay? Krish, might be on your end, my friend. All right, starting to get a little bounce here coming in. Got about 17 minutes till MOC. Chuck's coming in hot with the memes these last couple days. Lando posted in the Zero DTE chat if you haven't done it yet. Check that out. Get a free Navigation Trading Golf Nike hat. Just drop us a review on WAP. Bunch of you guys already have. I really appreciate that. No earnings this week. Earnings? Let's see. When do the banks start firing again? Banks typically lead it off. Should be probably next week, right? Let's see. JP Morgan, 414. Yeah, next week. So then in about 2 or 3 weeks, you can start getting the big tech coming in. Let's see. Krish, did you post the what was the expected move today? I'm not on my normal station here. 47, 48 points. SPX hit a high of 93 and a low of 67.40. It's about a 53 point range, top to bottom, but nothing too crazy. All right, getting a little aggressive bounce here. Yeah, right. I mean, yeah, almost the entire range of the day was that first 5 minute candle, wasn't it? Had a little bit of a dip outside of it on that 9:45 central candle, but otherwise, you're right. It's been all inside that first 5 minutes, basically. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm looking at a 15-minute chart. All inside the first 15-minute bar. You see 5 minute. Yeah, you are right. It is Thursday. Maybe we could get a crazy core PCE number coming out hot, along with some bad news out of Iran. That combo might get us down 150 points. I mean, we're up 150 right now. So we just got to close the gap. All we got to do is close the gap. Watson, can we get a gap fill? Watson says no. Sorry, guys. Debbie Downer over here. Dark Avenger claims all gaps get filled eventually. He learned that on YouTube in 1997. So it's got to be true. I did some more chainsawing on my tree today, Dark Avenger. I know you're interested about that this morning. Got some more of that done today, this afternoon, when things were just kind of putting around. All right, we got 10 minutes till MOC. Let's see what old Mahomie's trading for. I'm going to assume pretty cheap still. SPX is at 71. The 70 butterfly is under $1. So most likely a late Mahomes fill. My only put that's still open on my BIX is 67.05, so that one, yeah, that would be a 60-point down move to hit that one. So really, all my calls on my BIX, as long as we don't have a big rip up, should be a little bit green on my BIX for the day. Yesterday was a brutal BIC day. Ugly BICs. Bad BICs. I'm on the Celsius train for Power Hour today. I forgot I had some powder packs of Celsius. So I was about to fall asleep right before Power Hour. So I had to get one of those. It's pretty tasty. Pretty tasty. Haven't had a Celsius in a while. Oh, I forgot. I did do a couple things on the wheel today. I jumped back into Nebius, which it's a little bit lower from where I got in. I just sold some puts. I had that one before, and I got called away, so I wanted to jump back in that. I got in at the open again. I kind of thought we might be a big gap up and go kind of a day, but that's fine. It's not down too much. And then, oh, I guess that's all I did. I was looking at my Rivian calls I posted. They're up a little over 50%. But so I was looking to potentially roll them down, but I went to the option chain. I would stay within the same 37 DTE, and I would essentially be rolling them down one strike, and I would only get about a 20-cent credit. So I'm just going to hold for now. S&P, NASDAQ, Russell still trying to bounce. I had Nebius in my wheel portfolio, but my calls were expired in the money, so it got called away from me. And then I ended up getting in Netflix. So I wanted to add a new position today because my assumption was we're going to kind of stay bullish here, and so that's why I got back in. I had a covered call, so I had stock and a short call, and the call went in the money and got called away. Yeah, so when I started those positions, some of them I did started off as a short put. Some I started as a covered call, and that was one I happened to start as a covered call. Got about 3 minutes till MOC. Looks like JD Vance was just making comments to a reporter. So I'll close my double calendar after the bell here if I'm trading Mahomes. Had a nice max winner Mahomes yesterday. 75 flies up to about $1.20 or $1.30.
One minute remaining for the market on close imbalance.
1 minute. Jan, did you start using OTA or is that DX feed deal too big of a pain for you? Yeah. And you don't have access to Tasty or Tradier? Or you just didn't want to deal with that?
10 seconds.
But Tradier and Tasty have availability in other
Market on
countries.
close imbalance. S&P 500 buy side 2.2 billion. Nasdaq 100 buy side
2.2 billion buy
1.3
side.
billion. Dow 30 buy side 757 million. Mag 7 buy side
Oh, you're in Canada.
474 million.
Okay, yeah, that is problematic. Chuck, get on the horn in Canada and get your brokerage situation worked out, please. Tasty spent millions and millions of dollars trying to crack Canada. They couldn't do it. The banks there are crazy. They do not want anybody in. Is there an argument to choose a more diversification in the wheel? I don't know. I mean, my positions are pretty diversified. I've got so I've got Robinhood, and Bitcoin. Okay, so those two can be somewhat correlated, right? But Nebius, it's kind of an AI data tech company. Netflix definitely, like, when everything else is up huge, Netflix was red today. It's up a little bit. Rivian, an EV company. SLV, a metal, and then UNG. That's a pretty fairly diversified portfolio intentionally. I'm going to go in with an order on the 75 fly at $2. Looks like it's trading for about $1.80. Trading right at 75. Looks like it's getting close to filling. Now it's in between strikes at about 77. Put in an order at $2 on the 80 fly as well. $75 or $80. Who's it going to be? Looking like the 80. 80 should be filling. No fill yet. Coming up on the 5-minute mark. No, still right between. Oh, now down to 75. And filled. 75 at $2. All right, move away from 75 is what we're looking for. Sitting at 77, 78's my break even to the upside. There's 78. $78. Can I get a 79? 79 now, 80, 78, 78, 79, 79. Can I get a 79? Can I get an 80? Can I get an 80? Dark Avenger, you are a big tree connoisseur. There's 79. I was an auctioneer in my previous life, Lando. Less than 2 minutes. Need another push, SPX. Hanging around 78, 79. Looking for a little late day push. Yeah, back to 77. Once we get a 78, 79 bid, you're not supposed to go backwards. That's how an auction works, SPX. Once you raise your hand with your little paper paddle, you can't go backwards. No take backs. 1 minute. Okay, there's 80. There we go. Now we're talking. We'll stay above 80 for a minute. All you got's a minute. There's 81, 82. There's a little buffer. A little 2-point buffer for the last 40 seconds. Charm prefers 80s. Looks like I'm going to beat Charm again today, Noel. What's our record? 10 seconds. 82.5. And
order cancelled.
bingo.
Order cancelled.
67.83 on the nose. 67.83 max winner plus 2K for Mahomes. Nice job, Mahomes. 2 max winners in the last 2 days. Love it. All right, all. That's a wrap. Core PCE in the morning. We'll be live for day trading. See what the overnight action brings. Hopefully, I don't know, 150 points down. All right, all. Take care. Have a good night. Talk to you soon.